guys, Kimberly Denise here, and welcome to video number 2 from my 30-day Secret to Success series. Now, in the first video, we revealed and discovered that the secret to success is we are what we think, or you are what you think. I am what I think. Okay, in this video, I just briefly want to talk about what exactly that means, because if it's true, and we're going to start applying that to our lives, to change our lives and to achieve our goals, we have to understand exactly what it means. We not only have to understand what it means, but we have to see how we're already applying it in our lives. Because whether you're a success now, or you're failing now, or just wherever you are in your life, wherever any of us are, the law that we are what we think is true, no matter what. So if you're currently struggling in your life, or you're failing in any particular area in your life, it's because of that rule. You are what you think about. So a couple examples of this would be if you're struggling financially. Okay, it's very common for people to be struggling financially, or to be living paycheck to paycheck, or to be broke, or to not have enough money to purchase the things that they need, or they want, or they desire. So if you're in this predicament, if you're in the situation where you are financially struggling, I want you to just think about right now, what kind of thoughts go through your mind. And you know what? Most people aren't even aware of the thoughts that go through their mind. I know I never used to be. Before I found out about and started reading and learning about self-talk, which is the conversation that goes on inside of our heads, I never understood, I never realized that there's a conversation going on inside of my head, and it dictates my emotions, which dictates my actions, and my actions dictate my results. And the same for you, same for everyone on earth. So if you're financially struggling right now, I can almost guarantee that a lot of your thoughts sound something like this. Why am I always broke? Oh, there's never enough money. Dang it, I can never pay any of my bills. Can't afford it. I wish I could have that, and I just don't have enough money. You're always saying no to someone. You're always saying no to the things that you need and you want. Or you're always in your head asking, like, why does life have to be so hard? Why do I have to be so broke? I mean, you're probably asking yourself a lot of these questions, and you're also telling yourself a lot too, right? So if any of those sound familiar, now you know that's what it is. That's the conversation that's going on inside your mind. So now that you're aware of it, that's the first step, is to know that the first step is to identify what is the conversation that's going on inside of your mind. What are those negative questions and the negative statements that you're constantly making, you're not even realizing? I bet a lot of you didn't even realize that that's the kind of way that you're talking to yourself. And that's the reason why you're having the results that you are. It's not circumstance, and it's not, you can't blame your circumstances on the results that you're getting, because when you look around at the big picture, are there people that are wealthy? Are there people that have the things that you want? Are there people that have nice cars, nice homes, enough money? People that go on vacation? Maybe you never ever get to go on vacation because you can't afford it. I bet the conversation in your mind about that situation and about that reality, because that's your reality right now. You can't go on vacation, you can't afford it. I bet the conversation in your mind is, I wish I could go on vacation. I can never afford to go on vacation. Or why can't I afford to go on vacation? Or why can't I just make enough money to go on vacation? Or why can't I find the time to go on vacation? We're always asking ourselves questions, and they're either positive questions or they're negative questions. If they're negative questions, they're harming us. Okay, if they're positive questions, then they're benefiting us. So right now, if you're in that situation, now you realize that there is a conversation going on in your mind, number one. So if you have the notebook from video number 1, I suggested you to get a notebook and something to write with. Go ahead and write that first thing down. Point or bullet point number 1, identify the negative conversation, identify the negative statement, identify negative questions. And then for the next just couple of days, just as you're going on through your day, you're going to work, you're going to school, you're doing whatever it is that you do, just pay attention, because it'll happen automatically. You don't even have to think about talking to yourself this way. You don't even have to think about asking yourself these questions. But now that you're aware of it, you're going to recognize it. Now that I'm telling you to actually recognize it, you're going to. So as you go through your day, you're going to recognize when you ask yourself those negative questions. You're gonna notice when you start to say the negative statements, and not only that, but you're gonna notice when other people do it too. Because this is what I notice now, that I've become aware of all of this, and I've changed for the most part the way that I talk to myself in my mind and the questions that I ask myself in any situation. Now I'm aware, like when I'm in a social situation, or even when I was working, I would pay attention to the way that people spoke. Because a lot of times people will talk to themselves aloud so we can hear them. And it's crazy just to see like the way that people talk to themselves, and the way that the questions people ask themselves. And especially, I used to be a banker and I worked at a bank, so I saw everyone's financial situation, and the people who were struggling, the questions that they would ask themselves and the things that they would say to themselves, it was always negative. It was always like, like someone would come in to cash their check, they're like, yep, here today, gone tomorrow. I would hear that all the time. I would hear, I would ask, how would you like your cash today? If it was like $1,000 check, and they're like, oh, doesn't matter, it's going into someone else's hands. Stuff like that is harming you. If that's your mindset, that's harming you, and that's why you can't seem to get out of the hole that you're in. So we've identified what does it mean for our thoughts, to dictate where we are in life. We are what we think. So if the next time that you're sick, I want you to pay attention to this. This is crazy too. The next time that you begin to feel sick, you get the sniffles, sore throat, something like that. Have you ever noticed when that starts to happen to you, if you start to focus on it more, you start to tell people, oh God, I'm not feeling good. You start to tell everybody around you, you're not feeling good, your head hurts, your throat hurts. You keep repeating it to yourself, oh, I feel like crap, I don't feel good. It just gets worse and worse. But if you do the opposite, you kind of brush it off, maybe just go on. You don't really broadcast it to everyone that you're not feeling well. You don't keep telling yourself, you're like, what, I'm all right, I'm doing okay. If you talk to yourself positively about the way that you feel, you will actually feel a different way physically. So this is all scientific. This is all absolutely true, and it's been studied and it's been proven by lots of people. So I just want you to, over the next couple of days, just to be aware. Not only just be aware, but write it down. Write down the most common negative questions and negative statements that you say to yourself. And in the next video, we're going to talk about how, once we've identified those, what do we do with it? Because we have to do something with it. We can't just start speaking positive or using positive thinking to benefit us, because it's not going to work. We have to replace the negative questions. We have to replace the negative thoughts. We have to retrain and actually reprogram, because our mind is a computer. I don't know if you realize that, but our mind, it works just like a computer, and computer programs. So we can actually reprogram our mind to do whatever we want it to do. So what we're going to be doing is reprogramming it to think a different way, reprogramming ourselves to have a different conversation and ask ourselves different questions and to say different statements. So we're going to replace all of that. So thank you for watching this video. It went a little longer than I planned, but hopefully you have a better understanding now of how your thoughts dictate where you are in life, no matter where it is, whether it's good or bad. And but there is hope. We are going to be able to change it around for you. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can keep track of these videos. If you got value from this, please like, share, or comment on the video, and I will see you in video number 3. Have a great night or morning, wherever you're at.